The man, as a senior manager, had a monthly salary of $100,000, but every day he ate meals that cost only $10, and he always took the cheapest bus for transportation, and all the money he saved was given to his wife, because when he got married, he swore that he would give everything to his wife. So for the past 5 years, he never had a single complaint, even though his wife lived like a queen with his money. But until this day, the man came home and saw an unbelievable scene. His wife was not only cheating on him, but also brought her lover Jack into their home. Facing her husband's questioning, the wife showed no remorse at all. Instead, she cursed him as useless and demanded a divorce. Hearing his wife's words, the husband was shocked because he couldn't understand how, after silently sacrificing for this family for 5 years, with his wife never working during those years and relying on him to live such a luxurious life, she could now become so heartless. But the wife told him that she was about to work at the famous BASF company. There she would serve as the project president's personal assistant. Now, she said, they no longer belonged to the same world. The man felt it was deeply ironic because the reason she got that job was precisely because of his recommendation. Just a few days ago, the man was called into his boss's office. His boss seriously informed him that he was being laid off, but while he was panicking, the director of BASF walked over. She said she admired his talent greatly and was willing to hire him as their executive president with a salary of $1 million a year. When the man was still confused about what was going on, his boss smiled and explained everything. It turned out that the project he developed was selected by BASF, so they bought both him and his project from his original company at a high price and planned to hire him to work at their company. BASF is a tech giant with an annual output value of hundreds of billions of dollars. The man quickly agreed, but he worried that his wife didn't have a job, so he asked the director to hire his wife as a personal assistant. The director agreed. The man originally planned to give his wife a surprise, so he asked others to hide the truth. But unexpectedly, it caused a huge misunderstanding. It turned out that just recently, the wife accidentally found a layoff notice on her husband's phone. She thought her husband had been laid off, and from then on, he could no longer provide her with value, so the vain woman asked him for a divorce. As for that enviable assistant to the president job, she never associated it with her husband at all. In her mind, it must have been her ex-boyfriend Jack who hadn't forgotten her, and that's why he helped her get the job. After all, Jack was a manager at the company, and only he could have connections with BASF. So the woman went back to Jack, seeking to get back together. With Jack by her side, she ruthlessly asked her husband for a divorce. Seeing his wife cheat, the man broke down and revealed the whole truth. But his wife didn't believe a word he said. How could this cowardly man before her possibly be BASF's president? Even Jack mocked him, saying he was dreaming. Shamelessly, Jack told the woman that he had never forgotten her in the past 5 years, and that's why he mentioned her many times in front of the president. It was because of his recommendation that she was able to get this job. The angry man decided to expose Jack's lies. He said since Jack was so familiar with the president, he should just make a call to prove it. Hearing this, the woman dialed the president's number. She wanted her husband to face reality once and for all, but before the call connected, Jack quickly hung it up. He was afraid his lie would be exposed, so he pretended to tell the woman, "The president is busy with work every day. How could we disturb him with such trivial matters? Besides, you're about to be his personal assistant, so you should leave him with a good impression." The woman believed Jack's explanation and instead accused her husband of setting her up. She said if she annoyed the president, she could very well lose the job. The man ignored his wife's words. Since Jack wouldn't make the call, he dialed BASF's HR department. But since he had just been hired, his employee ID and personal information hadn't yet been entered into BASF's internal system, so HR couldn't find any record of him. Hearing this, the woman and Jack both mocked him, saying he must have gone insane from all the shocks, and was only using such lies to salvage a shred of dignity. But the man asked HR to transfer the call to the director to have her prove his identity. Soon, the director's voice came through the phone, but just at that moment, Jack and the woman both got calls from BASF, notifying them to report to the company tomorrow. It turned out that BASF was about to onboard a batch of new hires. The director was busy in a meeting at that time. She advised the man to wait until tomorrow at the company to talk, and then quickly hung up. After the director hung up, the woman and Jack finished their own calls, and they just happened to miss the president's voice. So the woman and Jack mocked the man, saying he must have found someone to impersonate the director, and that's why she hung up so quickly, afraid we'd see through it. Looking at the two gloating people, the man didn't get angry, because the very next day, they would be shocked by his true identity.